going on, everybody? Sean Daniel here with Guitar Control. Today we're talking about shapes. We're talking about important shapes. The most important shape you'll ever experience in your life. You're probably like, oh, square, circle, triangle, rectangle. No, wrong. This shape right here. The most important shape you'll ever come across in guitar playing. Something you need to get down as soon as possible. Not necessarily a bar chord. Bar chords scare some people off. Make sure you click the link below. I'm just going to kind of tab out quickly what we're doing here and why you can really play almost any song with just one shape. All right. So let's just start with the regular G major open chord. All right. Probably already know this. Middle finger, 3rd fret of the low E string, pointer finger, 2nd fret of the A string. We can just get all the way on the bottom. 3rd fret of the high E string with the ring finger. There we go. Okay. Now, you probably may have even encountered this G bar chord, okay? Now, this right here is the most important shape. When I say shape, it's just like a hand shape, right? This is a G, this is an F, F sharp, G. It's a movable shape. The reason that this one is so important is because it can become any major or minor chord in absolutely any key, okay? So first of all, I just want to learn just 4 strings of this, of potentially 6, right? Pointer finger is on the 3rd fret of the low E string. Ring finger is on the 5th fret of the A string. Pinky is on the 5th fret of the D string. Middle finger is on the 4th fret of the G string. Now, a lot of times when you see this tabbed out, you'll see it tabbed as a bar chord, which means your pointer finger is holding all 6 down. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strings. Now, when you're first starting out, that's easier said than done. Get the pressure down. There's a lot of different things you can do to counteract that, like make sure that your thumb is in line with your pointer finger to really kind of get some extra pressure on there, but that's not what this is about. This is just about seeing this right here without hitting the B and E strings, okay? So now it's not even a bar chord, I'm just holding these down. The reason this is so important is anytime you root this shape on the low E string, whatever note your pointer's on, it's going to be a major chord of this note. All right, this happens to be a G, E, F, F sharp, G. Okay? Now, we can even, it just so happens in the key of G, the notes B and E are in that key, which means we can actually hit the open B and E strings to make a different type of chord. Technically, that would be a G major chord with an extra B and an E. Now, the note B is in a G major chord. It's any combination of G, B, and D. E is not in a G major chord. G, A, B, C, D, E. It's the 6th note. So this would be a G major 6. Open it up. A lot of times, you can actually get really good results in leaving strings open on top of what a lot of people traditionally see as a bar chord shape. Now, even at the 3rd fret, it might be the challenge of getting this shape down could be the distance right here, right? Because as you'll notice, the frets get a little bit closer together as you go higher up on the neck. So, if this is hard for you, try on the 5th fret. This would be an A major shape. Those are the 4 strings we're fretting, and then B and E happen to be in that key also. In fact, really try it wherever you want. You'll get a good indication real quick of where like a B and an E might sound great or might sound really bad, right? But the important thing to remember is that as long as you don't play those open strings, you're just gonna get what's called a major triad. A triad is a chord that only has 3 notes. Doesn't matter how many times you repeat those notes, only has 3 notes. So now, let's go to this A chord, okay? So, you probably played an A like this. Like an open A major chord. Open A, 2D, 2G, 2B, open E. Now, the important thing about this is actually knowing where those notes kind of lie in a chord and what notes those are. That's this right here is a combination of A, C sharp, and E. The low A string is open, there's our A. The 2nd fret on the D string is an E, so there's our A and E. The 2nd fret on the G string is another A, E, A. The 2nd fret on the B string is a C sharp, A, E, A, C sharp, and then open E. In fact, we can get all 6 strings if we want. So any way that I can get an A, C sharp, and E together is going to be a major chord. Now the nice thing about doing it here is let's talk about what we have. Our root note, just like before, that's the same note. assuming your guitar is in tune, and I believe mine is. There's our A. Now right here, the 7th fret on the A string is an E. And then the 7th fret on the D string is another A, E, A, just like A, E, A. So far everything is the same. Now when I get here, this is also the same as the exact same thing. A, E, A, C sharp. Okay, so that's what allows us to move this around. We have a root note, its 5th, another root note, and then what's called its major 3rd, okay? The way you make a major triad is you take the 1st note in the key, the 3rd note in the key, and the 5th note in a key and combine them. The way we get that is going through the A major scale. The great thing about the shape is it does all the theory for us. You learn one form, and then you slap it on any root note, and it's gonna sound good. But essentially what we're doing is we're taking the notes of A major, in case you're interested, is A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, right? So when I said 1, we skip the second one, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, 5, A, C sharp, E. This shape gets us the 1, major 3rd, and 5th. All right? Now, that's all well and good, but that doesn't really explain why this is the most important shape in all of guitar playing. The reason that is true is because we can just move it down a string, now root it on the A string. Sounds different, right? For 2 reasons. One, we're on a different root note. The 5th fret on the A string is a D. And now this is no longer a major chord. When we root this shape on the A string, it becomes a minor chord. So, we can just do the same thing. Anytime you're on the A string, you find out what note you're on, and then that's minor. D, minor, 5th fret. 6th fret would be D sharp, minor, right? 7th fret would be E minor, F minor, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, so on and so forth, right? So I think it's really important to maybe go through all the chords in one key using the same shape. We're gonna do that with the key of G, okay? So there's 6 main chords in any key, 3 major ones and 3 minor ones. So we're gonna learn them in the key of G using the same shape. You don't have to bar this. Just like with the low E string rooted one, when we root on the A string, you can bar that high E string, but you only need to get the middle 4 to get what we're requiring of a minor chord, all right? So the notes are the chords in the key of G. We have, like I said, 6 main chords. The 1st, 4th, and 5th notes of any key become major chords. The 2nd, 3rd, and 6th notes in any key become minor chords. So for G, we have G major. The next note after G is A minor. After that is B minor. C is 4, C major. D is 5, D major. E is 6, E minor. We can do all those chords, G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, with the one shape. All right, so we'll start here with the first guy we started with. None of these are gonna be bar chords. We're just gonna use the 4 frets that we're actually fretting with our fingers, right? So there's the 1 chord, G. All right, now we have to find an A. There's a couple different ways we can do this. I want to use the same shape. I want to go to the open A minor. You'll notice this is the same shape, okay? It's just I don't have to bar it or hold the root note down because the root note is open. A is open. Conversely, we could go all the way down to the 12th fret. And that's an A minor too. So here's open A minor, move it all the way down to 12, A minor. But we're gonna do the open one with the same shape. So G major, A minor, we can move this right here, B minor. I said C major, right? So now, again, if we find the C on the A string and play this, it's C minor. Don't want that, we want major. So the 3rd fret on the A string is the same as the E string 5 frets higher. 8th fret is C major. 2 higher than that is D major. And then E minor. Remember, A string rooted chords become minor with this shape. There's E minor, back to G. All right, so this is what's gonna be in that tab. You can click the link below. Maybe not traditional, maybe not the most efficient way to play this. Clearly not the most efficient way, but it's important because all these become movable. So again, here's the 1 chord, G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, minor, G. Okay, so playing them in order sounds, bland. It's just playing through a chord scale, as it's called. But you can really kind of find any key that you can do this in. We can do the same thing with A. Here's the 1 chord. I can count through. It's like, all right, well, what's the 2nd chord in A? B. So A major, B minor. C sharp is the 3rd note in A. C sharp minor. What's the 4th note in A? It's like A, B, C sharp, D. D chord right here. E could be here or it could be open. And then F sharp after that. So we find the F sharp on the same string. Back to A, okay? So it's learning these intervals. An interval is just space between two things that I think really makes this a very, very valuable thing to start thinking about. If you can get the bar chord down, hey, more power to you. That's awesome. But really, this shape, even if you're an absolute beginner, is something you really want to get down as soon as possible. So, never too early to start practicing bar chord forms. You don't even have to bar them, but that's basically why I think this is the most important shape you will ever encounter in your life. So thanks for checking it out. If you have any questions, hit us up in the comment section, and then make sure to check out other videos on the Guitar Control channel by myself and other great instructors, and we'll talk to you all soon. Thanks a lot.